How far back have you looked at the history of the child sex blackmail operations? Do you know when they started?
Well, I mean, it's been going on for a long, long time, but so to put it to frame it in context that you will appreciate, in the UK, during the Thatcher administration, you have Ted Heath negotiating the EEC, which is the precursor to the EU. And people were wondering when he negotiated that, why he gave away so much of the fishing rights. The UK had all these fish, had obviously it's an island, right? Fishing is integral into this whole thing, has been forever. Why did this guy give away so much of the rights? That seems like a really bad deal. Well, the reason why he gave away so much of the rights is because he was a notorious pedophile and child murderer who would take kids out on his boat and strangle them, or have somebody strangle them and throw them off the boat. And the Germans, of course, through their intelligence agencies, knew this. And so he was blackmailed to giving away, in this particular case, the fishing rights. But I think that if you go back through time, if people go back through and look at some of these political decisions that were real head scratchers at the time, and they reevaluate them through the lens of, was this person possibly blackmailed? I think a lot of those decisions will make more sense because this is, unfortunately, the way a lot of things are done. In Washington, D.C., when you're a new person into Congress, they have parties, new orientations, and then they'll take you out. They'll have a party at the house, off-site, and this is more of them examining you and trying to figure out where your pressure points are. What are your weaknesses? Are you a guy that likes money? Are you a guy that likes women? Are you a guy that secretly likes men? Are you somebody that likes kids? Whatever you're into, whatever your thing is, they'll figure that out and they'll play up to that and they'll get you. Right? I would say even at these days, they don't even have to get you. The technology is so good, they can make it look like you woke up next to a 13-year-old boy and you'll have no way to defend yourself, really. But this is how, but taking that out of the equation, the way it had always been done is you catch a guy who's cheating on his wife. Like maybe that was what you had, the dirt you had on him. And you could say, listen, might want to vote this way instead of that way because it'd be a shame if your wife found out about this. Well, okay, well then that, you can always get a divorce, or you can be, you're closeted homosexual and we're going to expose that. So that has always worked really well. But these days, you know what? So what? You're gay, whatever. But the pedophilia stuff, there's no expiration date on that. Once they've got you, if that's who you are and that's who you really are, then they've got you forever. And if you're a president, if you're the president of the United States, let's say, past or present, and you're a pedophile and someone has the dirt on you, whoever's got the dirt on you, they become president of the United States, essentially, because they can tell you what to do. And it's much easier to control people from the shadows. And I think what a lot of people, not just in the US, but everywhere, but specifically particularly in the US, have been saying, what is wrong with these politicians? Why are they so screwed up? Why are they always getting DUIs or, fighting with their girlfriends or getting caught in these scandals or getting busted doing this or picking up girls or walking the Appalachian Trail or pretending, why are they such screw ups? And the answer, surprisingly, is because those are the people that they want in positions of power. They don't want guys they don't want guys that are like out to do a good job or just trying to help the nation or just trying to do their best or they're going to change Washington. No, no, no. They don't want any of those people. They want the most screwed up and compromisable people that they can possibly find, which is why you've got Congress here filled with a bunch of maniacs and degenerates and pedophiles. And so this has been going on for a long, long time. It's harder to control a good man than it is to control a bad man. And so this in politics, whether it's the United States, whether it's Britain, whether it's you name it, this has been going on for a long, long time. They want people that have very big flaws that they can manipulate and keep them in. And one of the things that I thought was an interesting statement from a guy that I normally do not like at all. It was when Donald Trump became president, Newt Gingrich, who was former Speaker of the House, he said Donald Trump is going to have a very hard time in politics. And the reason is because he's not part of the secret societies. That's what he said specifically. And I thought that was a very honest comment from a guy who has a history of not being very honest about things. And that is true. There is a secret society. There is a dark, a dark world in politics. And when you're in the group and they've got the goods on you, they will protect you to a certain extent. If you're outside of the group, you will always be treated as an outsider. And so it's an interesting way to look at politics when you factor in this blackmail component that we talked about. It has been a part of this for a very long time. And, it's there because it works. If you are a pedophile and they've got the goods on you, what are you going to do? You really are stuck. And if you're somebody that is soulless and just, all about the money or all about the power, maybe you don't even really care that much that they have the goods on you, because you're the type has a propensity to do that sort of stuff anyway, to go wherever these maniacs take you. And so we've been living in a world ruled by people that are defective human beings. And I think it's alarming to all of us. But the good news is, with the Epstein thing, if anything good has come out of it, it's been that people are starting to wake up to the reality that this is a thing. that this is out there, that this guy had ties to, Clinton and famous actors and all kinds of politicians and scientists. That was kind of weird, but it got the cat out of the bag. Like, you and I, we of course know that this has been going on for a long time, and so do most of the people that are watching this. We understand this, but for the common person that has 3 jobs and no interest in this sort of stuff, and they're just a casual passing glance at the television news every now and then, to them, this is like mind-blowing. And so there is something good that's come out of it, and that's the acknowledgement and the understanding to the broad public that this is sometimes how things get done in Washington. If you're wondering why you feel like you're living in an insane world, this is part of the reason why. You're not imagining it. You're being run by people that are maniacs, and this is part of the way that they control them.